talking about so your early career, you almost had a decade in broadcast journalism, and we won't get too deep into that. But I had read that that was, I mean, and just the news is just so negative these days, and I can see how that was something that was very taxing on you. It's a heavy burden just watching the news and watching current politics and everything else. It's wearing me out. But how did that career, help in your writing? Because I find that having those different life experiences can really help you understand the characters better, the psychology, things like that, when you're directing the emotion. How did all that help you?
I think you're right in that meeting all these different people every day, it might be, I can think of stories Scott Sapelson I shot with this 80-year-old lion tamer who had this weird, pre-Tiger King, obviously, this was in the 90s, but strange backyard circus, and this guy played a musical saw, and this guy, this 80-year-old named Wilbert Bain, ate fire, and he had tigers in his backyard, and, horrible from an ASPCA standpoint, in retrospect, but a fascinating character. And it might be that guy one day, and then, there's a house fire the next day, and this family's just lost their home, and how awful is that? And it's that weird thing where you are given, and I again use the word privilege, the privilege of telling people's stories, and that so you're meeting just a vast swath of humanity, and that does nothing but inform, at least my relationship with people, or my understanding of people, and like you said, the psychology of people, and what the hell did happen to make that guy want to make a circus in his backyard, and what made this guy want to kill someone, and what made that guy become a soybean farmer or a commercial fisherman or whatever. So I'm really grateful for those years that I did that. Even though it would be awesome to be 10 years younger and, be at where I'm at in my career now. But, I was able to, I think, use that work to inform the work I'm doing now. And I'm also really glad I'm not doing that now because, to your point, it's awful. The news is horrible. And it would be so hard to keep up with the people are constantly clicking to find what's the new story. It's been 4 minutes. And there's not a new headline. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
I don't know how journalists are functioning right now. I really don't. And boy, I'm glad I'm not doing it.
Yeah. The whys of everything are fascinating, but now just the culture of, I want to scoop everyone. And so it's a culture of headlines where you don't really have the substance. And that's why I enjoy the long-form journalism, where I can learn more. I can learn more about those characters. I can better understand them. But in a lot of these articles and things that you click on the internet, it's just not a lot of substance. You don't get the full story. A lot of times you may not get the correct story, and that to me is scary.
It's terrifying, and it's sort of choose your own adventure in terms of what we're all watching anyway. Choose your own truth. It's a very strange moment in time that feels like we haven't quite figured out how we're going to function with the technology we're living with.
Yeah, and hopefully that's something that evolves and we figure it out and it just doesn't spell our doom. But
if not, we're all dead, and so I guess there's that too.